Welcome to Course 7 and Module 1. I am Bayo Ido, and I am so thrilled to welcome you to this exciting journey into one of the most impactful areas of cybersecurity, threat intelligence, and cyber defense strategies. This course is designed to elevate your thinking and also equip you with advanced tools and methodologies that professionals use in real world. That's what they use to stay ahead of cyber threats. So whether you are looking to deepen your skills or to break into cybersecurity career, or even bring more value to your organization, you are in the right place. Module 1 will set the tone for everything that follows. So we'll start by exploring threat intelligence, not just the definition, but its strategic importance. We'll uncover how understanding threats and predicting attacker behavior can transform the way we defend networks and systems and even data. We'll also look at how to apply cyber defense strategies in practical, effective ways. You get hands-on exposure to models like matrix attack and the cyber kill chain, and we'll finish with one of the most exciting topics in cybersecurity today, which is threat hunting. So let's dive in. By the end of this module, you'll be able to, number one, explain what threat intelligence is and why it is critical in cybersecurity. You'll understand different types of threat intelligence, i.e. strategic, tactical, operational, and technical. You'll be able to analyze real-world cyber threats using established threat intelligence methodologies. Also, you'll be able to implement cyber defense strategies using proactive security measures. Again, you'll also be able to leverage frameworks like matrix attack and cyber kill chain for threat modeling. And finally, you'll be able to conduct proactive threat hunting to detect hidden cyber threats before they cause harm. So let's begin by answering a key question. What is threat intelligence? Threat intelligence is the process of collecting, analyzing, and applying knowledge about cyber threats. It's like having a radar that picks up on approaching storms. But only in this situation, the storm is a hacker or a piece of malware. So think of it as your early warning system. So why is it so important in cybersecurity? It's important because it helps organizations proactively defend against both emerging and known attacks. In other words, it's not just about reacting to problems, it's about staying ahead of them. Next, it provides deep insight into who the attackers are, what they want, and how they operate. That's like knowing the criminal's profile, their weapons, and their target even before the break-in. So let's talk about the benefits of threat intelligence. Number one is it prevents cyber attacks before they occur. So imagine being able to lock your door because you know a burglar was in your neighborhood. Second, it improves incident response by providing actionable intelligence. It's not just guessing what went wrong. You will know where to look. Number three, it enhances decision making by giving you real-time threat data. So leadership doesn't have to act on assumptions anymore. And finally, it ensures compliance with regulations like GDPR, NIST, and ISO 27001. And that means fewer legal headaches and smoother audits. So now let's compare threat intelligence with traditional security measures. We'll look at the security approach and then compare traditional security with threat intelligence-based security. The very first approach is method. Under the traditional security, it's very reactive. But when you move to threat intelligence-based security, it's proactive. And then another approach is focus. Traditional security focuses on blocking known threats, while threat intelligence focuses on identifying and stopping emerging threats. Another approach is data source. With traditional security, it uses logs, firewalls, and SIEM alerts. But with threat intelligence-based security, it uses intelligence feeds, research, and adversary tracking. And then an example of traditional security would be a firewall that blocks an attack, while an example of threat intelligence-based security would be threat intelligence that predicts attacks even before they happen. So what's the takeaway here? Traditional security waits for something bad to happen, while threat intelligence tries to stop it from happening in the very first place. So, where is threat intelligence actually used? Let's take a look at some real-world sectors. Number one sector is financial institution. This is where you prevent bank fraud using threat intelligence and phishing attacks. And then with government agencies, they use it for national security and protecting public infrastructure. And in healthcare, they use it to protect sensitive patient data from ransomware. And in retail and e-commerce, you use it to detect credit card fraud and protect customer information. So let's move on to the 4 types of threat intelligence that we mentioned earlier, and each of them serves a different audience and purpose. The very first one is the strategic threat intelligence, and this is used by CISOs, executives, and even risk managers because it gives a big picture view. Think of it as the satellite image before you zoom in. So here is an example. You notice a global rise in ransomware targeting banks. Strategic intel would then help the executive team to adjust the cybersecurity budget accordingly. Number 2 is tactical threat intelligence, and this is what security teams and SOC analysts use. It offers clear, actionable steps. Example would be discovering a major vulnerability in the Log4j software, and tactical intel tells the team to apply a patch immediately. And the third one is operational threat intelligence, and this is meant for threat intelligence analysts. It focuses on the adversary's tool, techniques, and procedures, commonly called TTPs. Example would be that you learn that a hacker group is launching phishing emails targeting hospital networks. That's operational intel. And the final one is technical threat intel. This is used by threat hunters and SIEM engineers. It includes indicators of compromise, which is IOCs, like suspicious IP addresses, file hashes, or even malicious domains. Example would be blocking a botnet IP address because it appears in threat feeds. And that's technical intel in action. Let's now explore some key defense strategies that you can implement based on threat intelligence. First up is zero trust. And this means trusting no one and verifying everything inside and outside your network. Even a known user still has to prove that they are safe. And next is deception technology. This is like setting up decoy systems to trick attackers and learn their behavior. And the third one is automated incident response. This is when threats are detected, your systems respond instantly without needing manual action. And finally, threat intelligence sharing. Here, organizations share data about the threat with each other, like neighbors warning each other about local crime. So to map out these strategies, we actually rely on frameworks. And some of the frameworks we rely on are, number 1, Matra attack, which helps to track attacker behaviors and techniques. And the second one is cyber kill chain, which shows the stages of an attack from reconnaissance to action. These models, they help organizations understand, detect, and stop threats at different stages. You really want to enroll in courses 2 and 5, where we delve a lot deeper into these very important frameworks. Let's talk now about one of the most advanced skills in cybersecurity today, which is threat hunting. So what is threat hunting? It's a proactive technique to uncover hidden threats that have bypassed your existing security tools for so long. So instead of waiting for an alert, you just go looking for trouble, kind of like a security guard doing a surprise patrol. It involves behavioral analytics, anomaly detection, and threat intel. And here's the basic process that we follow for this. Number 1, you formulate a hypothesis. For example, what if someone is using PowerShell in an unusual way? Number 2, you investigate logs and behavior. You dig into system logs and user activity. Number 3, you identify anomalies, which means that you notice patterns that don't belong, like a user logging in from 2 different countries at the same time. Number 4, you respond and remediate. And once the threat is confirmed, action is taken to neutralize it. So let's give a quick example before we close this module. A threat hunter sees suspicious PowerShell scripts running on weekends. So digging deeper, they uncover an advanced persistent threat actor using leaving off the land techniques, which means they are using native tools like PowerShell to blend in. So let's now go into the summary and key takeaways of this module. Number one, threat intelligence gives you a proactive advantage in cybersecurity. Number two, there are 4 types of intelligence. Number one is strategic, tactical, operational, and technical, and they serve different roles. And then defense strategies like zero trust and threat sharing are very essential. Frameworks like Matrix Attack and Cyber Kitchen, they provide structure. And finally, threat hunting allows organizations to discover threats that tools may actually not detect or miss. Next up is Module 2. This is where we learn about cyber threats and how to actively defend against them by using cybersecurity controls. So see you there.